Fight against destiny? Stupid. Nothing would change that. For example, the time when we tried to destroy the darkness, send the light, bring back harmony and equality, that was a failure too. Now I'm stuck here guarding the door while you're doing who knows what on the other side. The last star in a sea of darkness. The hell were we even thinking? The other manipulative villain, what was his name? Artifacts maybe? Something Latin. He was that main shadow, growing stronger with each timeline I had to go through. You probably don't even know a fraction of the pain I had to go through every single time. I felt an awful lot, you know. And of course, this is probably a failed timeline too, except I'm stuck here. Because of our stupid stuff with this godforsaken door. You decided to be the one going in. Of course, I'd expect no less from someone with a plan. But now I regret that, because you obviously didn't have a plan either. You did the obvious choice, and I was stupid enough to follow along. God. It's all our fault the moment you let them set the goddamn library on fire. And then the bookkeeper saved our memories. Not like I need them now anyways. They're all as painful as locking this stupid door of my soul. And we got to the door, and you walked right in, and then we sealed it shut. I wonder what you'd think of me ranting right now. You'd probably say something like, all part of the plan, dear Shadow, or some more statement because you still don't remember my name. Or maybe you do, but you never use it. Doesn't matter now. And those freaking idiots had to get themselves killed off. Kyle, dead to this phantom thief. Elizabeth, dead by a truck. Simon's locked away in a godforsaken time-swept manor. And Sarah and the other newcomers, don't know what happened to them, or they're probably not good. I don't particularly care. It just matters to me that this door stays locked. So it should be. And then, of course, I lost track of time, and surprise, there's people here. Two even look like Kyle and Elizabeth, and yet they aren't. Simon's there, other familiar faces, but it doesn't matter, because I know what they want. They want to unlock this goddamn door. I would let them, but the part of me that still genuinely cares about all this won't have any of it. Oh, hello. I don't even bother with names. Probably gonna screw them up anyways. It's been too long. The guardian of the door. Kyle lookalike says. Elizabeth lookalike elbows him, and I have an almost momentary flashback of Kyle getting harassed by Elizabeth. The door roused behind me once. A shadow. Well, that's overstating it, girl. She's blunt, just like the other. Not important. We have to unlock it. Simon has the sword. Oh, hey, it's new. Don't care. And looks at me menacingly. He probably doesn't know what I look like with my head down. But now he knows. He's probably forgotten who I am now. I stretch my arms before springing to my feet. So, how long has it been, Mayor's Guard? I don't want to reveal names just yet. Had fun in the coffin? He glares at me, slightly confused. Wait, how'd you know about that? Oh, I know everything. However long it's been, I can still remain sarcastic enough for this kind of thing. Especially the donuts. He glares at me as the others ready their weapons. Two I know for sure do glare at me like I'm their worst enemy. What's it take to get some fear out of them? Ouroboros? Stand aside, we don't want to hurt you. The cow look-alike yells, and Elizabeth look-alike elbows him. Kevin, she's been here for 100 years, maybe more. She won't just move because you ask her to. Kevin? Names won't matter. Jeez, Bethany, leave me alone. He yells back. These two are like goddamn siblings. Easier to kill, frankly, if it comes to it. Simon shuts them up with a cough. They turn their attention, and guns. Watch those. Back to me. Oh, really? You treat a former friend like this? I wave my hand. The chains that have yet to become visible for them rattle and snake together. Ouroboros, you better wake up fast. Simon narrows his eyes. Whoever you are, I would never have considered you a friend. I pretend to act hurt. Somewhere, deep inside me, I still am. Ah, really? Your memories are blank as a slate, dear Simon. You don't know a fraction of the things I do. He visibly flinches, and the two newcomers look at me in almost fright. Yes, that's good. Get out while you still can, idiots. I have 100 years of murder to commit. Kevin draws his gun. Well, the one I assume is Kyle look-alike, maybe Kevin. I sigh before flicking my hand at him. Chains snake through the ground, shoot up in front of him. His shot goes up into the air. Bethany stumbles back. I can see why artifacts had fun being evil. Simon lunges, but my hand stops his sword. With the other one, I viciously uppercut him in the stomach, because vengeance. And whip a chain backwards against him. He goes flying. not Elizabeth. Bethany pulls out her gun, and I send chains towards her, the invisible ones wrapped around my arms. She goes flying back into the air, but something stops her. It's not even hers then, 'cause she's startled. So, there's more. I look up. There's a man in a black outfit with a hood looking down at me, arms crossed. This guy again. Just leave me alone, for God's sake. He jumps down with a sword in each hand, but the chains from the door stop him. I slam him into the door, almost through the crack, and throw him into a dazed, recovering Simon. The two newcomers lunge for me again, but Ouroboros stops them. The snake's finally woken up. Thank you. They nearly scream in terror as the red-eyed chain snake hisses, a mixture of rattling chains and an actual snake's hiss. He bats them away with his head before coming back to my side. I stroke his head, the cold metal finally waking me up. So, why do you insist on getting the door open? The man stands. Are you kidding me? You guys are incompetent idiots. Do we have to do everything myself? Simon's unconscious and the two cringe. The man turns back to me, glints of insanity in his eyes. Of course. It's probably naturally human curiosity and greed. To find the power beyond the door. We didn't assemble this book for nothing. He pulls a charred book out of nowhere and frantically flips through it. Ouroboros pulls it out of his hands instantly and drops it into my outstretched hand. The man whines and casts something, but I bat it aside with my hand as I flip through the book. So, you got your hands on my book? I ask quietly. Ouroboros curls up and stares down at the trembling humans. When will I ever get a goddamn break? 'Cause you should probably notice as mine. The man takes a step backwards as I lie. The venom behind it makes it seem real, though. It's not possible. Not possible. Not ever. It's too shell-shocked to say much, so I shut the book before waving my hand dismissively. Chains come from pretty much everything and surround a group of 4. The man clicks a button, and suddenly thousands of troops are marching along the gray grass and point their guns at me. Idiots. He wants me to unseal the door for him. Something flickers inside me and I wince. The man sees it and suddenly a smile of triumph appears. You're outnumbered. It comes back, and I finally hear a voice I haven't heard for a long time. This is bad, however, because it means he's back out. Miss me? I look to the side as a white shadow coalesces. This guy. I shrug. It's been boring without you, to be honest, although you wouldn't like sitting around for 100 years, I mentally say, before I make the shadows wrap around Ouroboros, making him into a black shadow snake, because black shadow snakes. The man's smile instantly disintegrates, forming into terror. Something enters my field of vision, and I raise my arm up to guard a crossbar. Artifacts. Is this what you've been doing this entire time? The red-haired puppeteer looks at me with distaste. I grab his crossbar and throw it back at the soldiers, cleaving a whole line as they open fire. Great. More for me to deal with. When's my break? Never? I rant to myself as I send shadowy chains and actual chains at anyone I can. Ouroboros does his job of clearing out the general area, to which I will probably be eternally grateful for. The white shadow goes out and duels the puppeteer yet again. He's been doing that for a while. God. Never got a goddamn break, do I? The door suddenly emits a loud screech. Calamari? Shut up. Ouroboros curls back around, and I look back at the door, half amused for my position just in front of it. God damn it. Can you wait a goddamn minute? I scream back. I'm tired of hearing you complain. You got yourself into this mess and you gotta accept it. They're all looking at me like I'm crazy. In reality, I'm pretty sure I am. Voice echoes in my mind. Do it. Open the door. Let them see why you don't question things. I roll my eyes. You're crazy, but I have to admit you got a point there. The man lunges for me and grabs me by the front of the shirt. You, open this door right now, or... Or what? My words feel long and drawn out into silence. You wanted this to happen, yes? You got what you wished for. The man looks at me questioningly as I place my hand on the invisible lock. They can't see it, so it's all good. A small key forces its way out of my palm and settles into place. The key turns as the man drops me, and the doors swing wide open. I could probably only describe what's next as chaos. Black flows out from behind me, around me, everywhere. Ouroboros slithers behind me, and I climb onto his head, riding out of the door that tries to suck me in. The shadows writhe. Everything is screaming, or yelling, or mostly screaming. Behind me, there's a figure. You, of course, except all shadowy, for lack of a better descriptor. Snake Boy, all shadowy too, darts out. All sorts of characters from way before this all happened. Walk, run, climb out from the door, all flying away to make amends, or anarchy. You look up at me before flying off. Typical. You're probably finishing some sort of story or something. I don't care. Ouroboros now looks like a true blackened snake, a white heart mark visible on his head. Stand in the middle of it. Wait for it. Calamar is there, I mutter. Ducking as the cage tentacle embeds into the ground and a large, dark, navy blue octopus clambers out, with the same kind of heart mark. Simon goes pale. He's woken up just as the good things started. And the puppeteer looks at Calamari with a vague sense of nostalgia before the octopus begins eating soldiers and goes off. I wait. Finn. The flaming crimson shark swims through air like water, to my right, snapping up a few more of the man's endless stream of soldiers. Clamp. The brown rocky crab plows through him like a very large boulder, to my left. And up. Wing. The flying fish flies above and takes out some of his soldiers by diving down on them and swerving back up. Fused. Mortis. The pale seahorse slowly swims by, sucking up any soldiers he happens upon. Ouroboros curls to one side as the ever-large horseshoe crab Mortis barrels through the center, taking out most, if not all, the soldiers. The endless supply quick as it gets replenished. Turmoil. The dragonfish curves up over my head before lunging down on the helpless soldiers, easily snapping up dozens before diving down below. And Concord. The sea turtle Concord flies above, snapping briefly and taking out less soldiers than Yars. Figures. Incarnation of peace. Nightfall and zenith. I point to both sides. Both come at the same time, the anglerfish taking up all the light. A miniature black hole, if you will, while the dolphin zenith as bright as the sun. They snap at their fair share of prey before I stand up. And can't forget the king. I look back as a large shadow amasses. Somnarake. The decaying, possibly undead eel burst through the doorway, nearly breaking it, which would have been very worrying, as Ouroboros darts swiftly to the side. Somnarake easily deals with most, if not all the soldiers, as well as that man. Good riddance. The eel slowly floats above the doorway as I look inside. Ouroboros slides up to the pale light within, and I take the broken mask. Inside. Or for revenge? No. But it's good to try. I put it on before Ouroboros slinks back out. Everyone there, maybe even artifacts, are rightfully terrified. Even more so when I emerge with the mask that Simon and a lot of others have hated for quite a while. Let's start the show, shall we?